Force on Force features the largest and strongest outdoor military organization in the country. These are the men and women who make it possible to enjoy the freedom to hunt and fish. It is with great pride that we bring you Force on Force podcast, coming to you from the Force on Force Talk.
Hey, welcome to the Force on Force podcast. I'm your host, Shawn Dalrymple. We're coming to you from the Force on Force Talk. We're here, the Mobile Talk, more importantly, the Bassmaster Classic, the Airbnb. We got another great show. We've been enjoying doing these on the road. We got a whole new crew. We got a couple of guys that were with us on previous podcasts. We got Rick Bradley joining us for the first time this year on the podcast. We got a couple of returning guys with, Mr. Willie Pete himself, Brent Hill, and George Shippey, who was with us last weekend at the Toby. He enjoys doing these, so it's going to be a fun time. I can assure you, we never know where these are going to go. So
I just have one comment already to make during this podcast, Shawn. You always talk about you're a two-time champion, but any other champion that's sitting at the table doesn't get the recognition. And I'm already hanging my headphones down right now.
Hey, I didn't even say anything about it, but I would like to say I'd like to someone who doesn't have
the crown a champ.
We don't have she doesn't have a mic. We like to thank our sponsor, Hungry Howie's Pizza, is sitting here at the table with us. You know,
that's right.
Decline the mic. Said, I'm not doing
Thanks,
that.
Linda.
Thanks, Linda.
Yeah, she's a champion.
Yeah, she is.
The real MVP.
Well, yeah, exactly. We need to get her a ring. We need to get her a ring.
We can make that happen.
We can.
Yeah.
We just need your ring size.
And then Archer brings it out on his back.
And, exactly.
Yeah,
in a tuxedo.
Yes.
So as you guys can see, this podcast is already going to be pretty fun because I can tell you, we've been working hard all day setting up the booth at the Bassmaster Classic. It's going to be a lot of fun. And this podcast is kind of, I love these because we never know where they're going to go, but we have some fun stuff that happens. George is bringing up pictures of dogs. Is this your new puppy?
No, that's my new puppy's brother.
Oh, okay.
Because they're still left. So we got some golden retrievers we need to move. It's in the market.
All right.
And Shawn, just for the sales side, I just want to say this sequence of the podcast is brought to you by Monster Bass and Grande Bass. I got to get those plugs in right now. So
hey,
I
just
remember,
I remember
First Contact Tungsten.
Just remember, I remembered Hungry Howie's.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no.
That was the next section of the podcast. I was going to bring Hungry Howie's in.
You know, that's a great segue because we talk about all the support and how everything's changing and continuously getting better, and we're kind of doing position improvement as we go. We've got some awesome sponsors right now and some more lined up. This is going to be an exciting 2025.
It is, and you're going to really see it here at the Bassmaster Classic. I mean, just when you come in, you're going to see a booth like we've never had at the Bassmaster Classic. I mean, that's really going to be something unique. I mean, the fact that Rick's worked so hard to line up a lot of these sponsors, Rick's doing our sales and marketing and really kicking butt doing that kind of thing. I would say kicking ass, but I don't know if we can say that.
You can't.
George has said bad words. We didn't censor it.
So, he's been really, really, really breaking it hard for us. And, we're going to have some really cool things. We got MotorMate in the booth. We've talked about that previous podcast. Of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about, we got Mr. Willie Pete himself. He's bringing a little Willie.
I got some little Willies in the booth, man. They're going to probably go fast, hopefully. And then
is this the first time the little Willie's been?
This is like the first public release of them. Yeah.
The little Willies.
Yeah.
And then Wally X is going to be here and they're going to do a contest. It's going to be a Wally X prize pack, pair of Founders, sabers, a hat, sweatshirt, and then Stanley tumbler that there's about $300 prize pack that they're giving away. Yeah, tumbler. Yeah, I couldn't remember the exact terminology, but so
Amp Marine's right there.
Yeah, Amp Marine, our other partner's right there across from us.
Gemini's right there.
Yeah, Gemini's there.
Monster Bass and Grande Bass
out
back. First Contact.
Ranch is right there downstairs. A couple.
And
we're boats got some new freaking sick boats downstairs. I got a sneak peek at them earlier.
And we're going to be raffling off a Lowrance HCS 16 Pro. We gave away one last week that we had been working on for quite a while. Raffled it off last week, finished it up at the Toby, the Texas Homeless Bass Invitational. And we'll kind of give a report for that, but
how many bikes do we have left after I bought the last?
There were
13.
4.
He's never going to let it go down.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, the e-bike is legit.
I'm trying to sell George on one. He's not buying that.
Man.
Well, $1,300. We already
I'll sell you that.
On that.
I'll sell you that one.
Closed.
I'll sell you that one for 14.
Well,
no, let's start the one out of the trailer for 13.
So we have a lot of cool things at the Classic, but one of the wrap-up things we talk about the Classic, but do a little bit of post report from the Toby is we were able to give a little bit close to a little over $18,000, almost $20,000 to the Texas Homeless Bass Invitational, which that goes a long way to help generate about $50,000 that goes to the Texas Children's Hospital Reno unit.
Oh, the Reno unit's also, man. Well, you were there this year.
Yeah.
I've been to several Tobys.
Yeah, you were there.
We talked about it when we did the OHIB podcast, when we were chasing trophy bass here a couple of weeks ago. It's just nothing like the end of Toby when you see the kids come in, man. And
they bring the kids in.
Oh, man.
The police department brings them in with sirens flashing and stuff.
Yeah.
They brought them in this year on the side by side.
Yeah.
And then the trophy after
one of the families
that lost a child.
Lost one. Yeah. So the trophy's been renamed after that family. So it's really, really cool. So, when you guys see us, we do the stuff we do at the shows. We have several of the nonprofit stuff that we work with, but Toby's one of those that's close to our hearts. And I kind of got to speak a little bit about this at the Toby. I think all of us been in the military. We've been around the world and kind of seen that the world sometimes is not a pretty place. And the individuals that end up going to the children's hospital, wherever they may be, they find that out a lot quicker than most Americans do. And I think that's why we have such a heart for doing that, what we do with the children's hospital. And I think that's really such a cool thing that we get to do. So, kind of wanted to say, hey, it was a lot of fun. Appreciate all the love and support.
It's always one of the funnest. It's the funnest tournament we do, I think.
Yeah.
And Skeeter Otis is a lot of fun
too.
Toby is
so
cool. It's such a blast. And the food they feed us.
Yeah.
Man, I think I gained 20 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm skinny when I got down there.
And now it's become kind of like a ramp up for us to go to the Bassmaster Classic, because it becomes like the week before the Bassmaster Classic where we're ramping up to go, and it kind of gets us energized as we come into this week, and we've kind of shed a little bit of light. That's why I say, as they come into the booth this week, they're going to see so much stuff. I mean, I think it's funny because we got frog togs we're selling. We're going to have rain suit specials. I mean, we sold a lot of rain suits at Toby last week. I mean, George tell you, I'm the only person praying for bad weather at Toby, so we could sell a lot of rain suits.
We sold a lot of rain suits, but let me tell you what else we sold. All those hoodies with a whole rack. and big dudes are coming up there. All we got is largest. I'll take one because it was so cold. That wind was coming across there.
The weather in the United States over
the
past couple months has been crazy.
We sold so many hoodies. So many hoodies.
That's awesome.
It cleared out, liquidating assets from last year, so we can get some new stock in.
Yeah.
Got a lot of new products coming in the future.
Yeah.
Well, I also think we owe a big shout out to FX Pro Extreme Rods.
Yeah, they
for them.
We got a lot of comments because they came in and
that was our rod sponsor.
The rod sponsor, and they worked with us to provide the rods for the anglers, and they also do. They give them to a lot of the anglers, but they give them a lot of those rods to the junior anglers too, that fish with parents or whatever. It's probably the Toby, so that's really, really cool. So FX Pro came in and stepped into kind of a big way at the Toby, and I think that was, a really, really cool deal being there. No brownies this year though, Brent.
No, that is not the first bread brownie. Nothing.
14 months, boys.
They knew you weren't there.
Man.
Hey, where's Chuck?
Oscar, it's his anniversary. So that's where he's.
I mean, this is his first one.
Priorities.
Priorities.
Yeah, that's important.
Linda's like, that's the way it goes.
So, Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah.
I got to get this out of the way because I got to ask this.
Yeah.
We're the Classic, Super Bowl bass fishing, the event of the year. Give me your winning weight.
I think, here's kind of what I think the winning weight is kind of a throw up, because here's why. There's a possibility that day one could be canceled. I haven't seen the latest weather predictions, but there's been a lot of talk about day wind.
They're talking about storm on Sunday. Did y'all see it?
All right. So how about this? A 3-day and a 2-day total. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Well,
because I'm writing this down right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd Jess go?
Jess is getting ready. It's her birthday. We're going to go.
Do we want to throw Jess's guess in?
No, it doesn't matter. No, she doesn't get a vote here.
Oh.
So we're not picking the winner. We're just picking the weight.
Yeah.
Just
no,
the
you
weight.
can do the winner too if you want.
Yeah.
No, I just
that's
do
like
the weight.
extra bonus point.
I'd say it's definitely
3-day total, Sean.
3-day total. I think you're looking at 68.9.
68.9. What do you got, Rick?
I'm going to go lower. I think the weather's going to be a huge impact. I'm going to go 58.
58. Going to 10 pounds, 9 ounces. What do you got?
I'm going just the opposite, man. I think you got the best guys in the world out there. I mean, they're good at what they do. Lots ride on the line. I'm going 71.
71.
Wow. I mean, I think it's going to be right around that plus or minus that 70.
So Ray Roberts, I'll tell you my Ray Roberts story. I'd never fished a lake before. Me and Cole Brewer come up here to fish a tournament. And he's like, well, I don't really know the lake, but so we just went an eye shot of the weigh-in stage for bass champs. And dude, we stroked them, man. And then another guy, it used to be on one of the coalition guys, ended up bringing in like 30-something pounds. I'm like, wow. So, I mean, they're in there.
Yeah.
They're in there.
That's what I was kind of counting on. I mean, it really does.
What'd you go with? What was yours, Brent?
So if it's a 3-day tournament, I think it's going to take 2 20-pound bags and a 25-plus pound bag. So I'm going to go 65.8. Going 65.
But that's 3 day. Now we got to do 2
now,
day.
Now, give me your 2-day because now it's different.
Well,
dudes are we'll get Jess. Well, 2-day event. If one day gets canceled, guys are going to swing for it.
Yeah, that's where I think it really, you're talking guys swinging for it. I mean, I still think you're talking, if guys are swinging for it, I think you're talking 52.5.
Okay, that's a good one. What do you got, Rick?
That was a good one. I'll do 50.5.
It's supposed to storm Sunday. If they cancel, they'll cancel early in the week, and they won't do. But Sunday's going to storm. They'll go Sunday, and that'll be what, Super 6?
Yep. Yeah.
47.
And that could play into it. This other thing
coming in.
I'm going to say 49.
The thing
for
too,
a 2-day. 49.
I think that the other thing too is if it's a 2-day, which means they've probably canceled day 1. That means everybody's going to fish on a final day.
Yep.
When if we've ever had that happen on the Classic, everybody fishing on the final day, and how much that kind of changes the fishery because everybody fishing on the final day, how much pressure that kind of puts.
Well, last time we were here, Hank Cherry won with 51 pounds, right? But that was summertime event. The big girls are moving up. Yeah. It's that time of the year. It doesn't matter.
So bonus points. Who you picking as an angler?
I'm going with a Texan. I'm going with Milliken.
Milliken?
I am. Because here's the deal.
Yeah, but he's not a Texan, man.
Well, he's a transplant, right? But here's the thing. He's been fishing Texas. He understands Texas lakes. And the guy said this week, I don't care if I don't bring in a bass. I'm going for 5 and 7+ pounders.
And I did see a thing last night where he said he's this year he's relaxed because unlike last year he was relaxed just because he wasn't on anything. He's actually on fish. He said, I'm on fish this year.
I'm going with Ben Milliken, man.
He's on
First
fish.
ever Classic win, second Classic to ever fish. The dude's a hammer. I'm going with him.
Yeah, that'd be hard to go against that. But there's some guys that's been on Ray Roberts. You know, there's some guys that have history of Ray Roberts. I don't know what his history is.
So,
you know, I mean,
I do wonder this. This is my question. With the weather that we've had that's affected the practice the way it has,
the wind.
Does that play into the favor of the guys that has history on Ray Roberts? Because
so when y'all were, everybody had left. I don't know where y'all all went, but y'all see Josh Jones come to the booth?
I didn't see him
come by the booth talking to us. Yeah, I think everybody's gone. I was over there talking to Amp.
Yeah,
Jones come by there. Yeah.
So I think that's
changed subject. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of key. But that when you think about it, like how that's going to play with.
You got a favorite angler then?
I don't have a favorite angler. You got to pick somebody, right? I was just thinking though, like when I think about like everybody, because I was reading an article today, B-Light wrote an article about how the no information deals kind of level the playing field because cut down of all the old crew out there that really were getting a lot of help along the way. From
I think they've always had the no share.
Well, no, that's what if you got to read the article, and B-Lat wrote it, but
who wrote it?
Brian
Latimer.
Latimer wrote it, and
he's a true speaker.
Yeah, and so some of the biggest guys shared it, and they're like the guy speaking the truth. He basically says that guys, we really up into the mid 2000s weren't really this whole the people we think of as our heroes really were getting a lot of help that we don't realize they were getting a lot of help before the mid 2000s. He said FLW was not really an off limits to information thing, and so he said all these old timers had all this built up guide network and all this stuff, and he said then you had the mid 2000s where they put in this off limits deal, and it allowed people to kind of catch up, and then technology kind of leveled the playing field. It's like a 3 or 4 point article or post that he wrote. Really a blog.
He had like four supporting points
to it, and he talked about it that had said this, and then he said, so I was already kind of thinking this, that with the weather that plays into it when you kind of think about that from that perspective, like his points are very valid, right? I think that's kind of a piece of it. My concern would be like, how much does that play back into everybody if you don't really get a chance to practice with a no information period that we have now? How much? Because I mean, we were done at OHI with 50-mile-an-hour winds. I mean, we didn't go to Fort Saturday because we were at Toledo Bend and it was awful weather down there, and they got blown off the water up here practicing. I mean, everybody saw the video of what's his name that
Trey McKinney.
Trey McKinney. Yeah, they almost got so. That had to affect the practicing, and that people could really not explore the water like they normally would in a classic practice.
Fred Lake pulled out today.
Yeah.
On the water.
So I think, how does that affect when you really think about it? I was laying there last night just thinking about from a perspective of, hey, does this go back to people that have more knowledge and more experience on this body of water? Does it have a bigger play into this particular classic than it has probably in the last 5 years?
So with all that said, it sounds like you're leaning towards a local guy. And is Lee Livesey your dude? Is
not so much a local guy as a guy that's
got a lot of
been here before.
Been here before.
So is it Zaldane's time?
That's who I was kind of. That's who I would. That's what I was kind of.
Saying,
that
right?
So Chris Zaldane was the person that kind of popped into my mind when I was thinking this very conversation. I could see that being a very, very. I would not be surprised if Chris Zaldane is the guy who walks away.
He'll swing for it. He does.
He will swing for it, and with him having the experience of this body of water.
And he throws the swim bait.
Yes, and so that's why. But even not throwing the swim bait, he's
got one.
But he might have one. But even if he doesn't have to throw a swim, if the bite changes, he's going to be able to adapt to the bite quicker than everybody else. But with the lack of practice for his information, I'm thinking about him. But I mean, there could be a couple other guys that could play really into that scenario.
What you got, Rick? You got a favorite guy?
Yeah.
Got you thinking now, don't you?
I'm going with last year's champion. He's going to repeat.
Really?
Yep.
You're going with Hamner?
Yep. I'm going with Hamner.
He's an Alabama boy, but
look what he did last year. I mean, he really threw up some numbers last year, and I'm going to go with him this year to repeat.
I just don't know if he's a jerkbaiter, right? So I don't know if can he throw that in the wind?
Yeah,
we'll see.
Winter time.
All right,
we'll see.
What you got, George? I mean, we're in your state, dude. So you tell us.
Well, I'm not in it, so I mean. They all have a chance.
I thought Lee was a good choice too, though.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be Lee would. I'm be surprised if Lee was part of it.
So, and here's a question.
And by the way,
let me throw this back at you.
Can I say this? If Lee is in it, it would be. We have a very close connection with Lee. So a guy I know that wraps our boat.
Yeah,
wraps Lee's boat too, and so
he supports military veterans.
Yeah, and so Lee does a really good job, and so he actually had to
Lee's a good dude.
rewrap Lee's boat right before the classic. So he rewrapped our state. He rewrapped Lee's boat, and then rewrapped our booth for us right before the classic. So go ahead, George.
Here's my question. So what boat's Lee running?
He's running the Express.
He's running a 10 rig, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
So how's that 10 rig going to cut up out there on that lake? And you got some. Bill Lowen.
Yeah.
Bill Lowen's right. I mean, some of those boats are built really good. I'm not taking away from any of the boat manufacturers out there, but I mean,
but you're saying a
21-foot
fiberglass boat that weighs more is going to have
Yeah. I'm just wondering if that's going to come into something.
It is a good question. I mean,
because that's a tool, right?
Yeah.
So are you saying that because of Lee's choice of his rig?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just posing the question back. Yeah, it makes
what about Jordan Lee?
What about Jordan Lee?
Is he a 3-timer now?
What's he running?
Yeah, he's running a Ranger.
Yeah,
with a Yamaha on the back. So
is it his time again? What's your pick, man? You're stalling.
Man, I don't know. I really don't know. You always come out with a fan favorite. I want this guy. I want this guy. I mean, Livesey, I'd like to see him win.
Cody Johnson.
I like some of the old guys. I mean, I don't know.
Man, it'd be cool to see another Bass Nation guy because the last Bass Nation guy that won, Kirchall, he died like 3 or 4 months later in a plane crash. And that I would love to see that. Somebody that's not known, who's a hammer, that made it to this level, comes out and dominates the Classic. That's a story.
Polnick came out of
he came out of the nation.
I mean,
Polnick just won in Okeechobee too, right?
Yeah.
So
blew it up.
Yeah.
By the way,
Polnick, say, man,
does he have momentum? I don't know, man.
I don't count that dude out anywhere, man. That dude. Hey, so last year, or not last year. I'm sorry, take that back. The last time we had a Classic here at Ray Roberts,
2021.
So I made the decision I said, you know what? I'm gonna see if I could get a reservation up at the park right there at the ramp where they took off from.
Took your RV up there?
Yeah, I took my RV up there, and I camped out right there by Brandon Pollock. There's a lot of the guys, some of them. I mean, and dude's a stick, man. I mean, he's
solid.
He's got it. I remember me and a buddy of mine fished the Skeeter Owners Tournament. And that's when the Skeeter pros all come down. And Brandon, he had just come out of the Nation. He was still running a Nation boat. He didn't have 2 rod and reels on his deck that matched. No matching rod, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just radio boat, and he's like, we were catching them on jigs and stuff. He said, well, if you catch them on a jig, I catch them on this 10-inch worm. And he was throwing a 10-inch worm, and try to boat flip like a 6-pounder.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, dude's a hoss, man. I wouldn't cut him out. But if who's going to do it, I don't know. If you ask me, when I get down to the 6, I'll tell you who's going to win. How about that?
You can't do. No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, who made the rules?
He's making his own rules.
As we go, you can't do that.
I'm going to change the rules.
All right.
Someone is non-committal. I think that's George.
Yeah, I don't know.
So he's going with Polnick. That's what I got from this.
Yeah. I like Polnick. I
mean, it's a good choice. I mean, he's a Skeeter pro.
Yeah, he's Skeeter pro. There you go.
We need a Skeeter dub. That's what we need. We need a W out of the Skeeter.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's the deal. Anybody that's in the field has the ability to win. That's what we know
Marine
for
also.
a fact.
Yeah.
Because some of them have already won.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely going to be fun. I mean, that's what's fun about the Classic. I mean, the
Classic is so cool. No telling who you're going to see. I walked there. I was pushing this big cart today to come out towards the elevator, and I don't know if Linda was with me. Somebody was with me. Was kind of showing me how to get the elevator with this cart, and I bumped into Stale Cracker. My wife said, "Who's Stale Cracker?" I'm like, "You don't know Stale Cracker?"
Yeah.
And I don't think
that's like Steve Harvey's going to be here.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah, Family Feud, Steve Harvey.
Really?
Yeah, he's going to be here. You know that?
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's going to be here. He's doing a round table. He likes to fish. So
did you see who won the Pro-Am?
I did see who won the Pro-Am. I don't know his name, but I saw who won it. What's his name? Go ahead. I can't.
Yeah, I can tell you who it was.
I can see his face. There was a lot of cool people. Like, there was a wrestler.
It's funny, man.
Yeah, the wrestler that fished the Pro-Am.
Yeah.
And
oh, shoot. What's his name, man? I got videos.
Yeah, he won the Pro-Am, but there were a lot of cool people fishing.
Yeah, he said he didn't catch a fish, though, but he held that championship belt up, holler, man. He's a big old dude, man.
Like, they had the Diesel brothers on there. Like, I've like to watch some of the stuff that they do, some of their stuff to do with them. So,
I'm going to tell you his name.
Emil Wagner's a pro. So,
Lavelle Crawford.
Yeah.
Lavelle Crawford. You see all that belt up? He said, "This belt ain't gonna fit around me."
Yeah.
So we'll get you extension.
Yeah, it was funny, but like the Diesel Dave, I think what's cool about Diesel Dave that they built he was fishing the pro-am and
Steel Cracker was in it.
Yeah, they went and got a surplus Black Hawk helicopter from Redstone Arsenal, Huntsville, Alabama, and did a restoration on it and built and have one of the few.
I seen that one.
That
was legit.
Yes, legit. Like they have one of the few Black Hawk helicopters
in private,
and so that's in private service. So it's just one of those cool deals on it.
Hey, I tell you who I'm looking for, and they've got a booth here, right beside the little Air Force booth, the little bitty Air Force booth.
Yeah,
my boy Justin, he's got to be here.
I think so. He probably is here.
Justin Nunley. Justin Nunley. You got to listen. Hey, we're looking for you, buddy. And what's his name? Danny was supposed to be getting out, Justin.
Yeah, I know. We want to talk to him. He just retired from the Air Force. It's
energy drink.
Yeah. So it's
not sure yet, but hey, we could.
You know,
Justin's funny, man. Hey, you seen any of his stuff? Justin Nunley. Oh, you gotta look him on Facebook. It's hilarious, man.
So, hey, here's the thing. At the same time that the Classic is going on, over on Lake Fork is the Kayak Classic, too.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it going to take over there? Oh, could you imagine being on a kayak?
Well, they got
but they can put it wherever.
Day one got canceled. So day one got canceled on the kayak deal out there.
I ain't leaving all that shit in the damn road. Where's my truck going? I don't know.
So we got interrupted by people trying to secure.
We got to move trucks, people.
Yeah, we got motor.
Where'd Linda go? She was security.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be keeping people away from the table.
We had Motormate.
Freaking mad.
Well, we had a bunch of Motormate stuff come in. That's what
we should have thought about stuff. We did think about bringing dudes.
Here's the deal.
Huh? You'd be locked in a convention.
Yeah.
First sergeants are mean.
Yeah.
Retired first sergeants are even meaner.
Yeah,
so
grumpy.
It's not cool. Yeah.
It's like grumpy.
Well,
I don't know what's up with that. Almost like people going to be in 06.
God, dang it. Here we freaking go.
We're good.
We love you, Willie.
Yeah.
We're good. We're good with that. I mean, yeah, they got blown off day one on the kayak deal.
Yeah, they're probably in Oklahoma.
Well, they come in here and holler who's got to move somebody's truck, but whose truck? Everybody here's got a truck. Whose truck you want to move?
You said a bunch of fishermen move a truck. I mean, everybody's got a truck. Yeah, okay.
It's time to cowboy up, Bass fans. Hey, so tomorrow we got the takeoff, the expo, and the live weigh-in shows. Be sure to tune into that. We're going to do some live stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to be doing live feeds. You got to watch on Facebook.
And also, we got booth specials tomorrow. You can get 4 packs of Grande Bass plastic losers for
$20.
$20.
Really?
$20.
We got rain suits, like 100 the FTX armor rain suits from Frog Togs. They're regularly like $175 a piece, and we're selling complete sets for $200.
And we're selling Monster Bass Vault tackle boxes, Sean, for how much?
2 for $20.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, that's a deal right there, because all those other tackle companies are charging $30 for one box.
We got some First Contact tungsten's going to be there.
Hey, so here's a good thing, and I'm not pushing this. We're not sponsored, but we could be if y'all want to reach out to us. Wonderground. Y'all use that app?
I do use that app.
Wonderground. It shows the wind speeds. That's the thing I like about Wonderground. It always shows the wind speeds by hour. So you know what time you can get out. Tomorrow, it's just got a picture of wind.
That's not good.
No. Yeah. So let's see what the wind speeds are going to be.
It was awful yesterday.
Let's see hourly. Come on. Internet's cooking here today.
Yeah, I know.
So next day forecast. Yeah, that's dark. Oh,
your internet sucks, George.
No, it's not my internet.
What are you paying?
We're just renting this.
It's really nice.
I know. He hasn't paid his cell phone bill.
So 13, 16, 18, 19, 20, 18, 18.
Yeah. Oh, that's
southwest
doable.
winds.
That's doable.
Yeah, it's doable.
Yeah.
They'll
as long as it stays
south. Hey, what about the wind? What's the story about the wind speed or wind direction? Tomorrow, southwest.
I mean, so
out of the south,
that you catch them in the mouth.
In the mouth.
So the thing,
fish out of the west.
Catching the best.
Catching the best.
So
So
if it's out of the southwest, the lake sets up, north south. There's some east, primarily east creek arms and major arms on that lake. The way it's set up, so there's some places that guys can go to get protected, but still have a little bit of wind generating some some shad movement. And I see some guys throwing some moving baits tomorrow and just power fishing
because the bait's going to be pushed up.
The other thing too, the wind's been so crazy.
So it's even less on Saturday. I mean, it's still windy. It's a bad deal when you got to fish in 20-mile-an-hour wind, especially if you're on a main lake bite.
Yeah.
But Brent, have you ever fished this lake? Have you ever been on it?
One time, and it was like probably 20 years ago.
So another thing about this lake is you need to know where you're going.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous. You can hit some things.
Yeah, I saw some videos of them running through the trees and
trees.
It wasn't just it was rough water, and so they were trying to get through those trees in that rough water.
Yeah, it's like I come down here, I fish with Vinny.
Yeah.
So tomorrow the expo opens up at 11.
Yeah, for life members.
Yep. So live members are in at 11. General public's at noon, and it closes at 7. So we will be there.
I go at 11.
At 11 to 7.
Oh, you were going to be there at 11. You were going to be there anyways.
I'll be there with my lifer, my homies.
Bunch of great deals that we got going on. Come see us all weekend.
We got MotorMate, the transom saver right there in the booth.
Yeah, they got some great deals going on with the MotorMate deal. We got River, the new Roy's service dog. He's going to be making he's inaugural debut.
Did he bring River back? Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did bring River back.
Oh, man.
The best part was...
Beautiful dog.
Yeah, beautiful
dog.
I hooked him and Archer up today, like, while we were trying to move things in, so Archer could, like, kind of keep track of it. And River tried to drag Archer off, and he was not happy about it whatsoever.
So we got the MotorMate guy here.
And then you got...
Oh, yeah, we do. We have another... So we got...
bring Nick over
we
here.
got Nick. We got Nick.
Nick, come over here.
Nick, we got Nick from MotorMate.
We are going to baptize Nick from MotorMate.
Oh, wait, I think he's already been baptized today.
Nick,
hey,
you all...
Put the headphones on, man.
Oh, yeah, we're going to bring you in right now.
Nick from MotorMate. Come on, MotorMate. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nick from MotorMate.
Hey, so Nick, tell us what we got going on in the booth this weekend at the 2025 Bassmaster Classic coming from MotorMate.
And then, before you get to that, tell us what you were going to sleep in and how you're going to brush your teeth when you left your luggage up there and they locked in the convention center.
Actually, I was going to beg one of the security guards to come and actually let me in, follow me through. So I had a game plan just in case. So
we got you.
We would never do that to you, though.
Well, I appreciate that. As far as the question, we got 30% off our standard everyday price on
that's
MotorMate.
awesome.
We got a lot of the 4-strokes in stock, so people can take them home with them.
So the big 5, you've got those.
Yep,
okay.
We got those. And then anything else that we don't have, we'll be able to ship those out free of charge Monday.
So if you come to the Classic and you come to the Army Bass Anglers booth, and you don't have what they need for their outboard, you will ship it to them free?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Free ship.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Ship.
Okay. That's that's legit.
So Nick, you should ask Brent about force on force. And we had a little competition with a MotorMate.
Are you spoiling? You're going to spoil the...
Well, we already kind of teased that a little bit in another podcast.
Did we sign some kind of do not talk about statements or something? What do you call that?
An NDA, non-disclosure?
No, I mean, we're not telling.
All right.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
So we're at Lake Kissimmee, Camp Mac in January, and there was a little competition. A lot of the competitions historically on the Force on Force show are like you get on the front deck and you try to flip into a coffee can, or you got to do some other type of fishing related task. Well, this one, another teaser, had to do with making sure the boat was ready to be trailered down the road, and it involved a MotorMate, and there was some ninja stuff that Shawn did to both of the boats, and I'm not going to give it away because you got to watch the episode, but there was a MotorMate involved. Let's just say that.
So what's a MotorMate?
Well, actually, it's a outboard motor stabilizer. So instead of using the long tow bar that everybody's been using for years that connects the outboard motor to the trailer, what we do is we use the components of the actually outboard motor to make sure that you take all the pressure of trailering off the hydraulics, your steering components, and it locks in that motor so you take all the wear and tear and movement so you don't have any problems down the road.
Which extends the life of your trailer and extends the life of your outboard and your hydraulic system. And that means that you can fish.
No, you're not getting that. The thing I like about it, I guess the best is that, you're driving down a road headed like OHIV or something. You go through some of them roads, you're flying, trying to get there, and your motor, you look up and your motor's doing this, left to right.
Yeah.
You may tell you the real reason why they invented it is so when your dad forgets to take the motor toter off the back of the boat, and you back it off the trailer, and you start to take off to go to your first spot, and you hear this thud when it goes around and hits in the cavitation plate in between the prop. That's why they created it.
We've actually had some people that we've talked to at the different shows through the years that have said they've had the aluminum pole come off while they're trailering, and it's came back up through the bottom of the hull of the boat.
I've seen that. Actually, seen pictures of that. Here's the deal. Your guys' products, outstanding. All the Army Bass Anglers Pro staff have them. We 100% believe in them.
Yeah.
There's more and more people coming on board with this, and it's just the right and smart thing to do for your outboard, for your boat. These are not cheap. Fishing is not cheap.
Yeah.
And if you can spend a little bit of money to make sure that you protect that investment, it's worth it.
Can I make a recommendation too?
Yeah.
When they asked me the color, they told me we were getting them. I'm like, oh, cool. They said, what color you want? My boat's black. Or, I got a black and gray boat. So I got the black one. I thought it would match. And then I see y'all got like a chartreuse one or something. Like, that's what I need. Like my tape measures at home, because I'll set it down and I can't find it.
You can't find it, right?
So, yeah.
So are you trying to change your mind when you already made a decision?
You got a chartreuse?
I think what he's saying
actually, I have 5 of them in the booth.
So
I think what he's saying is he's old and he needs to be able to see it.
I know exactly what he's saying.
Secret. Y'all film me on Force on Force, Battle of the Old Guys. So I'm like, what the? I mean, hey, do we have a union?
You're not that old.
No, but it was.
I know we should start a union.
It sounded good at the time.
I want to be a union vice president.
Yeah, no, we had and this all started actually goes back to last year's Bassmaster Classic and the relationship that we had to get the boat there and help these guys out and be able to help them with their booth last year. And so I think it's a really good partnership already to be able to do some cool things with. I mean, the product itself is standalone for the quality that it does
100%
to save you. Not everything we do in the fishing or hunting world is about actual
I learned something today that's really cool too. So MotorMate.
Yeah.
Tell me what MotorMate's got. So did you know that the eye on the front of your boat, did you snap the
Yeah. You didn't know they made that?
Yeah, they make all those and they sell those to the boat manufacturers. Yeah. I'm like, how cool is that?
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's part of it. Was it EPCO? That's the actual parent company?
Yep. Yeah. The actual parent company is EPCO Products.
Yeah. So a lot of your components on your boat are part of that. So yeah.
So segue to the next topic here. Here's a good one. So what's the tariffs going to do to the boat prices?
So with this point where I'm at in almost being done, I'm going to go ahead and count myself out of.
Oh, he's like, I can't talk about this because I'm too close to. He's like, I'm too close to retirement. That's
no political stuff.
There's a true story about this. So Nick, I might have been involved in a high level operation that involved a former president of the United States. That they called me to ask me about 18 months before I was retiring some stuff about it, and I go, I'm like, I can't talk about it. I'm like. That's how those conversations go. So
Archer's food on top of the.
Archer's in there begging like he's gonna get fed.
He's hungry.
I think Jess is probably too, and I'm getting ready to go take her out on a birthday.
So I guess we'll wrap this up unless George wants to stay on here and talk more. But you know how he is. We actually I think what we may try and do is do some podcasts from the booth. Now we're gonna do some live video stuff, and we may try and hook up and do some podcasts from the booth this week.
Yeah, I know we're gonna do a lot of live stuff. Some of the guys coming up. We're gonna try to. I would like to get some of the pro staff and some of the coalition guys or task force guys.
Yeah.
We got 3 task force guys going to be up.
Yep.
Didn't one of them fish with you at the?
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, he's coming all the way
force.
from the East Coast.
So, yeah, I mean, these guys are coming in from East Coast. They're flying in. So, I think it'd be a great opportunity to get those guys some stuff. And
Here's the thing. 2025 Bassmaster Classic, man. We're here.
It's a lot of
part
fun.
of it. Again.
Yeah.
Lake Ray Roberts. It's going to show out. The Fort Worth Convention Center is going to be crazy. The Dickies Arena where they're weighing it in is going to be loud. We'll probably, again, consecutively break the record for the people attending. We're in the Big D, man. We're in Texas. We're in Fort Worth, Dallas metro area. It's going to be awesome.
I can think about so many things to say right now.
That are inappropriate. Come see us.
He's so inappropriate, isn't he?
Yes. Unbelievable. Yeah, come see us. If you're at the convention center, come see us. Come say hi to us, especially if you're a veteran. Come get involved. And we want to hear your stories, and everybody's got something, to talk about their experiences, and we can all relate. So
we do, and we appreciate you guys spending your time with us, listen to our podcast, and most importantly, as George always says, be sure to take into account we have Fishing for Freedom coming up in October. Be a part of that.
We'll come, inviting people to come out.
Yeah, come.
We need boaters always, right?
Always, guys. Yeah, we love boaters. We love boaters. We need a lot of boaters out there. Yeah, it's one of the most awesome experiences I think you could actually participate in. The fact that you take a soldier out, and I still remember the first force-on-force that I did, or Fishing for Freedom. The first Fishing for Freedom I done years ago. I took a young soldier. He's a specialist. The guy's now out of the Army, and he's taken up fishing. He moved off somewhere far off, but I stay friends with him on Facebook, so you build a bond with those guys and, show them on the water. And it's just, I took more away from it than he did.
Yeah, I tell people all the time that happens.
So it was a lot of fun. So it's something that definitely to get involved with. If you're a boater, if you own a company or business or something, you're looking for something to donate to, some type of nonprofit type.
It's a great cause.
It's a great cause. It really is. Those guys love it. We feed those guys. We televise.
Yep.
Televised show. We actually film it for television. Go around, interview some of those guys, find out some of their stories. You find out some guys, young guys, Purple Hearts and stuff, that's, it's Bronze Stars.
Yeah.
It's just, it's always something out there. What was this last year? We hadn't come out on TV yet, but the one guy drives from Arizona or something.
Yeah, it was a guy who drives from
every year.
Drives from Arizona.
Never missed one.
And we had one of the kids from the Force on Force.
Yeah, for the first Force on Force.
His brother fished with me twice.
Yeah.
And then he fished against us, but I've made contact with both those kids, and now he's 21 with his own married with his own kids. It's kind of a cool story. He came out and hung out with us and fished. We actually had an extra boater. We threw him in the tournament, so it's a cool deal. But a lot of fun deals with that.
Yeah, and he was driving by. He drove by the convention center in Colleen and saw the Army Bass Angler boats parked out front.
And stopped in to see it.
I got to stop in and see what's going on.
Yeah, see us. Cool deal. Hey, one final thing as we wrap this podcast up, we're going to be giving away opportunities to do a free trial with My Outdoor TV at the Bassmaster Classic this weekend.
Oh, man. That's
so a great way to catch up on all, not just the Army Bass stuff, but all our brands, Army Bass, Buck, Hog, Redfish, and anything else from the Sportsman Channel, the Outdoor Channel, or the World Fishing Network.
And a free guided trip with George Shippey on Tawakoni.
Yeah.
You like he did that?
You're welcome.
We're getting ready to do the invitation, and I said, "Dude, why are we going to go to Tawakoni?"
Yeah,
dude, the Tawakoni's fun. We had fun doing.
Yeah. That'll be another story we got to talk about. But
yeah, we'll talk about that. But hey, guys, we enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next time on the Force on Force podcast. And we thanks for listening.
Later.
Thanks for listening to the Force on Force podcast. Join us next time as we dive into more topics from the Force on Force Talk. For more information or to learn how to join the organization, visit our website at forceonforcetv.com.